We're in Red Deer at the first of our town hall meetings about Bill Morneau's tax changes and how they'll affect family farms. And I'm so lucky to have with me former Agriculture Minister Gerry Ritz. Gerry, what do you think the most egregious thing is in this whole slate of tax changes?
I think just the lack of knowledge that Morneau and the Liberals have brought to this whole file. They don't understand agriculture, for starters. We see that on a myriad of fronts. But at the end of the day, they have no idea of the stress and strain they're adding on to farm and ranch families across Canada with what they're talking about doing. This is the most stressed crowd that I've been in front of in a decade.
Well, and that's funny you say that, because there was a lot of, I don't know, even from our tax expert.
Yes.
He couldn't even answer the questions, and not because he's not a tax expert. He's definitely an expert in his field, but there's just so much uncertainty in all these changes. What do you think is prompting the Liberals to be attacking family farms this way?
Well, I think fundamentally it's their spending habit. They've got some huge deficits to cover. They put out some rosy numbers a short time ago, but you know, there's a lot of spending that they haven't accounted for yet, and a lot more that they're planning on doing. So they've got a spending problem, and they've got to get the money from somewhere. So agriculture is an easy target. It's done well over the last number of years. They're also looking at the succession that's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. There's going to be a huge amount of change as the baby boomers move on, guys like me. So they're an easy target, and they're going after it.
So I guess a lot of the questions today were, what do we do? What do we do now? How do we stop this? How do we get our voices out there when the Liberals wouldn't bring their consultations to Alberta, to these small communities like we did?
Well, they did consultations very orchestrated. They went to a few universities and they had a few kids talk about and so on. But at the end of the day, when you're doing consultations, you have to listen and actually hear. And I didn't get a lot of that. My phone calls were, the biggest files we're working on now are immigration. I never used to do that at all, and now it's huge. But then now this. And as farmers started to get off the combine on a rainy day, or finished a field and had a day or two, they started to email in and phone in and drop in and talk, and nobody could figure out who's driving this. 75 days of consultation in the dog days of summer.
During harvest?
During harvest, yeah, absolutely. They've refused to extend it. I know that my former colleagues had a full day debate on let's extend this to December 1st at least, or the end of the year, and get some real meaningful consultations. The Agricultural Committee, directed again by my former colleagues, tried to pass 2 motions to actually cross the country and have some hearings with farmers and ranchers, and were denied both times by the Liberals on the committee. So they don't want to hear how bad this is. We've got the Minister of Agriculture and the Minister of Small Business, who's also the House Leader, saying, oh, don't worry, be happy. We understand there's some concerns. We'll take a look at it. That doesn't rock me to sleep at night when Liberals tell me, don't worry, be happy.
Well, there you have it. That's the story here from Red Deer at our very first town hall. Lots of uncertainty, lots of fear, lots of unanswered questions.